So it's just got to be high enough for you to be able to come down with it so that you can get to parallel.
Just casually pulls out a PR, like 25 weeks into her prep. Just spread out, don't mind me. I'll just have to come back and get that later.
See if I can clip this hair out of the way. This is it, the final stretch of work. Come on. So here we are, the day after 4th of July. So we had a pretty busy weekend and a big weekend. So straight up, I'll be really honest with you guys. We didn't train yesterday, Monday. I think something that's really, really important when it comes to your programming is to listen to your body. We obviously have our set training schedule, and usually we will start on a Monday, do like lower body, upper body, lower body, hit lower body. So that kind of takes me through to the end of the week. So yeah, Monday I slept in. I had my alarm go off at 6:30 as per normal to be at the gym by 8. Slept through my alarm and I woke up at 9. Yeah, it was fair to say my body was pretty tired. So in situations like that, like I'm not going to try and force myself to get in the gym and like potentially hit an RPE 9 under the squat bar. So that was meant to be programmed for yesterday. So I just kind of took an extra day off to recover and rest so that my performance isn't too negatively impacted. But it just means that this week I'm going to be training on Saturday or Sunday, one of those 2 days, which isn't optimal. We've got the kids this weekend, and normally I like to be able to spend, you know, a little bit of time. I do not see them during the weekdays because we kind of start early. Well, they're up earlier for school, and then I'm home late from work. I don't normally finish until like 8 o'clock in the evening. So yeah, it's not preferred. So actually changing things up a little bit today. Like I said, normally I will start my week with my squats. But we're going to start this week with the other more difficult lower body session, which is my deadlift session. So I'll do my squats later in the week. Partly because I want to show you guys all of the programs that we've got on the workout builder. So you've already seen my squat video. So may as well keep some diversity in the workout. So you are seeing a new workout today. You ready to get it?
Huh?
You ready to get it?
This is my second set.
Oh shit, am I so far behind?
Is this your first set?
No, I haven't done my first set yet.
It's alright.
Crikey.
Take your time.
Clearly I'm slow. Okay. RPE felt a little harder than last week. I had expected to, based on sleep. Just a little bit of disruption this week. We didn't have late nights or anything. It was about at 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock on Saturday, which is about 3 hours, 2 hours later than what I normally go to bed. But I think like it just kind of catches up with you when you're also dieting, low calories, training is getting harder, recovery gets worse. So yeah, I think I will push it to 300 today. I think I've got that in there for one set. Today we've got 4 working sets of 6. It is the last week, so it's the hardest week. Anticipating a nice deload next week. So yeah, I think I'm gonna bump it up to 300. Alrighty gal, here we go, last set. Let's go T. 265. Hips through. Good, come on. Good, come on, 2 to go. Hips through. Good work. Strong, good set. Is that a PR?
Yep.
265, nice work. Heck yeah. That's awesome. Good stuff.
Hell yes. I love that.
Just casually pulls out a PR, like 25 weeks into her prep.
I don't know if it's casually.
I think I'm probably going to have to go up to 305 just based on the bar limitations, or I'll have to strip the whole thing and put
gonna do 305. This is, see, I'm dieting. This is what dieting makes you do. You get lazy.
You know, when I whip out the earphones, shit's getting real. I rarely put my headphones in unless I know I need a bit of support. So we're there. Just know that I'm listening to hardcore metal screamo music right now, and everyone probably would hate it, but it is what I like when I'm lifting heavy. Man, that was definitely a 9. Oh, and then some asshole tried to call me. It literally stopped before I started my first set. My first rep. Girl, PR.
Did you? Yes.
305, 305.
This bitch is strong.
Well, I'm really happy. That's a pretty big PR for me. I think up until recently, I think I'd hit 295 for 6 for one of my last training week. And then before that, I'd just been stuck on 285. Granted, I wasn't trying to push to an RPE 9 either, but that was good. I'm really happy that I pushed myself to do that for 2 sets, especially considering the weekend that we've just had. It's a good sign for my strength if I were to actually have a taper week and put some decent numbers on the board. So cool. All right, I'm already about half an hour behind Teresa, so I better unstack this. Up next, I have a staggered stance RDL. I'm working, because it's a single leg, I usually keep the reps a little bit lower just from a time saving perspective. Nothing magic about 8 reps here. And I've been hitting 175 to 185 for the last few weeks. So for this one this week, I'm going to put a little weight plate just under my toe. There isn't any good solid reason for you guys to necessarily do this unless you are very flexible. So this just helps me increase my range of motion because my hamstrings, like I said, they're like a Gumby. So yeah, just lifting the heel a little bit just lengthens out your hammy. So my first rep will probably look really ugly because I'll be off balance and then I'll get it together. So I'm trying to just put like, it's right where my toe bone, like the knuckle, is, just in front. Okay, so for clarification, pretend this is my toe. Here's the joint. You want to sit your toes just in front of the joint so that you've got that ability to extend. You don't want to have half your toes in here, so over the toe bone. Take a break between legs here. So these shoes actually suck for this particular exercise because they still have quite a platform on them. So they're actually way higher than a regular Converse. They look cool, but functionally right now, there's still like a good ½ inch between my foot and that plate. And I feel like I'm training on platforms. Not cool. Call me fussy, I don't know. Okay, far out. So if you live in a humid location, it's hot, you're going to find if you have the lid off your product a lot, it's going to start to crystallize. It's literally just water being drawn into the product because it's very hydrophilic. It likes water. So if I was to look in here, I actually don't have the little sachet. I think it's psyllium something rather, but it's meant to help. So don't take that out, as annoying as it is, like when you're trying to fumble around and find your scoop. Keep that in there because it'll keep your product in a powder state for longer, and keep your lid on, and don't do what I'm doing right now. So I have a new lever coming. I ordered it last night. For anybody who's wondering about lifting belts or accessories, this is Iron Tanks, and they have a new lever which hold that thought. It has like 3 different positions, so you can kind of, depending on how your waistline is feeling, maybe you had a really fun buffet on the weekend, I don't know, but rather than having to completely unscrew your belt, so in this situation, as I get leaner, it's not hard, but it's just if you forget you're a screw and you're at the gym and you're like, oh damn, I really did eat too many things last night. You have to unscrew it, you don't have your belt, your screwdriver. So this one is adjustable, it's got several holes, but the new lever has 3 side attachments here so that you can kind of adjust it within like ½ inch ranges, which is really helpful, particularly if you know you're going to be dieting or muscle building. So they're about, I think, $169 per lever. I think the belts are a similar price, but guys, they are sturdy as a rock. I've had my belt now for coming up to 3.5 years, and I've had the lever for the same amount of time. Never given away like a lot of them do, and I much prefer this style of lever belt than a prong belt, which is like a regular belt buckle, because when you're lifting heavy, you want to have it really tight, like really snug, so that you can actually brace effectively. And the problem is, once you've done like 6 or 7 reps, it's basically cardio, you're under the bar for almost a minute, you are suffocating. And then you've got to try and pull the belt off and like get the prong out, you know what I mean? And it takes a hot minute. It is just quick release. So there's no stuffing around. So get that. So if this was my compound exercise, like the first exercise on a program, it's probably there for a reason, and it would mean that you're meant to go really, really, really hard. Well, you're meant to follow the RP for every exercise, but anyway, I would be intending to make it my best exercise because it's the one I care about most. So in that case, I'd be doing a lot more warm-up sets. But because we're already 2 exercises in, I'm not going to need to do as many. So I'll probably just do 2, and I'll hit it like once or twice. If you can take at least one of your sets up in weight each week as a means of progressively overloading, that is fine. So the key is not to go so hard that it then destroys all the rest of your sets. I don't think that's been the case for us in this situation, but that first set was notably harder.
Notably
harder.
It was a big increase.
And by the way, guys, this isn't a pacemaker. It is not a
heart rate monitor and it is not a pager. So many of you have asked me about, what is this? Can you tell me the brand? And I'm like, you don't need to know the brand. It's a microphone. It's wireless. Prevents me having a strap up my back and into my top. So yeah, it's a fancy Bluetooth microphone. Also very distracting because it doesn't clip anywhere else.
Yeah, it was much nicer. Nope, wasn't great.
Compared to the first one, I was like, it's much better.
I feel like those pauses were getting shorter every single rep. Okay. Right, 3 really big exercises are now done in the correct order, which is a nice change. So everything else beyond this are now either an isolation or with the intention of being higher rep ranges, lighter loads, slightly easier. So guys, something else that's coming up for you on my YouTube channel, I think maybe next week, is another full day of eating. So after here today, actually I'm going to be going to a restaurant close by to order some breakfast and show you, I guess, what I kind of do in a day. I have a lot of recipes. I have a lot of cookbooks as well. So hopefully some more new, exciting, tasty foods coming your way. Because I know there are a bunch of you folks that are dieting and really just struggle with like food diversity and like being creative, and certainly like creativity without an ingredients list like this long. So I actually planned out everything for you guys for my next one, and it looks really good. I'm excited for my meals today. All right, well, these are really special. I hate this machine, but it's better than the prone since I'm trying to isolate my hamstrings. I much prefer the hammer strength seated leg curl, one that doesn't rock with your body preferably, but this is the only machine this gym actually has, with the exception of the prone, and it puts you in a really, or for me, I'm already really lordotic, so my back is like on the other machine and it doesn't get my hamstrings at all. So I'm going to do 21s, 7 full range, 7 top range, and 7 bottom range. Hopefully, that's the plan at least. Hey! These set always gets harder on the second and third sets, so I might have spoken too soon. Alrighty, girl. So T's just had a bit of an injury. You probably heard me talk about that a few weeks ago. So she's only just starting to bring back in her hamstring exercises. So she is not doing the more difficult, longer, high rep set. We're just being mindful.
It's getting a lot better though. But single leg exercises on this machine, really, it was too much pressure on that.
Even at a light weight, you still feel it?
With bilateral, it's fine.
Yeah.
And that's even getting better. So.
Yeah. I've got to adjust. It depends how forwards. Like if I'm a little further back, it feels more comfortable. If I go too far forwards, that's when it really puts too much pressure on the back of my knee. It's like finding the sweet spot. When you're just working the bottom half, or I should call it the top half, the closest to your hip, you're isolating this area a little bit more. And then when you're working the bottom half, just coming back in halfway, you're targeting the distal part of your hamstring a little bit more. And then obviously the full rep range is the whole hamstring. And looking at all the studies on hamstring hypertrophy, seated is superior. Just in this position already, there's already tension on your hamstring and they're already lengthened. And it's more isolating than if you're doing a prone version, where if you think about when you're laying down on a prone, I'm actually in this position, like I'm kind of just here. There's no stretch on my hamstring in that point. You're really just curling up into flexion. So this really helps improve your hamstring recruitment. So do both. I'm not saying don't do the other one, but this one is more targeted. And I've got a banded kettlebell swing. So I think I'm probably going to use the 35-pound resistance band. It's just here, I can show you. For a swing. This thickness, guys, do not try and do it with this one unless you've got glutes of steel. I did this for a one set a few weeks ago when there were no bands around, and it was very, very silly. But hey, you got to try. You don't know if you don't try, right? So we've previously been doing it over on the Roman chair because you kind of have to step up for that. But it's also a long way to cart the dumbbell that we're using, which is 75 pounds. It's like the opposite side of the gym. So this is the compromise when you get lazy in prep. So it's just got to be high enough for you to be able to come down with it if you're using a kettlebell or a dumbbell, so that you can get to parallel. So yeah, if you're just coming down halfway, like, and you're finishing your rep here, like, that's not achieving a lot. It's like a half squat. It's the kind of squat I'd be looking at you going, you're going to do the rest of the squat? So yeah, just something that keeps you parallel to the ground. So yeah, looks like our girl's close to being done. Yeah. All right, banded kettlebell swings. It's a glute exercise. So heels elevated, I'm using like a 1-inch plate here. I'm trying to isolate, well, I'm not gonna isolate shit, it's a squat, but let's be real, it's very much a full lower body exercise. But if you wanna emphasize your quads a little bit more, we wanna get more forward knee travel. So where you as an individual position your plates is going to depend on your limb length. So have a play around with it. If you feel like you're not getting the quads involved, just try shuffling around the plate a little bit. Like this Smith machine squat, which is at least 3/4 of the way through my program. Probably only going to rest 90 seconds. And then I'll get back after it. But if this was my first exercise, like on the days where we're doing pin squats or actual free bar, low bar squat, I would be resting for like 5 minutes between sets. So there's a difference. back to what we started. So last week I was using a 35-pound kettlebell, and it was honestly a little bit easy. So I've taken a pretty big step up this week to 24 kilos. So that'd be pushing, that's 50 pounds. So big increase, but probably a needed one. For any of you that are doing Road to Worlds with me, I'm sure you're all feeling it. Last week, deload this next week coming. Looking forward to it. And a new program as well. I feel like we've just kind of, takes me about 4 to 6 weeks to actually get into the groove of a new program, and then I change it again. Yeah, 75 pounds for this last exercise, and it's high reps, like 20. So, it just sucks. Hey T, do you want to do a set, or do you want me to go?
Are you done with this?
No, I didn't know where you were at.
I haven't started these yet.
Oh, have you? Oh, damn, I thought you might have been done.
For you, because you already did those.
Oh, okay. This girl's so good, she just waits for me. I'm so slow today. So slow. I'm also talking, I'm taking a sweet ass time. Alrighty T, off we go. Good job, come on. We started at 50 in week 1, and now we're at 75. At least we don't have too much lightheadedness in this program. There's not.
Lightheadedness?
Yeah, there's less things where we're like in a inverted. So guys, when you do these, make sure you keep constant tension on your legs, and you do that by not fully locking out at the top. So you can see T's kind of coming up to 3/4, and then she's straight back down. So there is no point where she's really getting a rest. Good work, girl. Come on. Oh, we're full of energy today, aren't we? I feel like Lane is doing something behind me.
Looking like a prairie dog in the background.
So by putting my hand here, I'm literally just minimizing any of the hyperextension, which is not aiding in any kind of abdominal benefit. So she's just keeping her core active a little bit more by doing this. Almost there. Ah. Okay. I'll go to 15. These are a little bit easy without the weights. Whew.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to tuck my knees more. I'm doing more of like a toes to bar.
Well, that would be, I mean, you can still do that. I'm actually going to go toes to bar for the next one because it's harder. Yeah.
They are harder.
Yeah.
Mom,
Yeah, that's it for toes to bar.
take some more.
Done. That's a wrap. I tell you what, 2 hours, 25 minutes I've been in this building. Actually, no, let's add 20 minutes because I walked first for 20 minutes. That is it. This is our final week of my, I guess, first 6-week training block for Road to Worlds. It was pretty rough, I'm gonna say, but I'm really happy that we kind of got through it, injury-free, hit some PRs in the process, which is actually freaking insane considering calories have come down, and typically we would expect to see, you know, strength start to plateau a little bit at least, or regress to the end. And to be hitting a PR in my deadlifts, like, that's awesome. So I'm very much looking forward to next week's deload for our second block of the Road to Worlds. We have a brand new program coming. Guys, if you want to join me in my programs for the final 6 weeks of my contest prep with this brand new program, please go and check out the BioLane Workout Builder. It is available for $12.99 per month. We do not have any lock-in contracts, so you can cancel at any time. If you don't like the workouts, you don't have to stick around. It's pretty easy. If you've got any questions about any of the programming from today or anything to do with nutritional training for that matter, please feel free to send me a message. Leave me a comment. I'm in there every day, checking your comments and responding. But until next time, I very much look forward to seeing you then. See you guys.